What up, what up, what up, Tag Nation? You're still reigning, defending Tag Predictions champion. Still ever so prestigious, one ScooterRay. And, sorry I couldn't give the fancy graphics and things that we're normally used to on Tag, but, you know, my StreamYard wants to act a little funny, technology. So why not keep it classic? Why not just do it just no graphics, just me and the championship and you all out there. And what are we here for? NXT Vengeance Day. Took place last night. Clarksville, Tennessee? And it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a great show. But you could tell it's one of those we're preparing to give you the show at Stand and Deliver. But we still want to give you something. But just know, Stand and Deliver, we're going to give it to you type of mentality. The show kicks off with the men's Dusty Cup finals. You have the War Dogs, Baron Corbin, Braun Breaker versus Trick Mello Gang, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. And if you've been keeping up, you know Trick Williams is pulling double duty. He has the Dusty Cup finals and he gets his title shot against Ilya also. So it's like, okay. I will say this. These four men put on a show. They to say the Dusty Cup felt a little impromptu this year. They went out there and put on a show. Like they both gave reasons of why both teams could have won. Like you really didn't know how this match was truly gonna go until the end of the match. Like they went at it. Ultimately, it ended with Carmelo. He was a legal man, and Braun was going for a spear. He pushes Trick out the way, and he took the spear. 1, 2, 3. The War Dogs win. They celebrate with the Dusty and everything, and when they go backstage, talk to Mello and Trick. It was like a couple of matches later. Mello was saying, "Look, I had to get you preserved. I had to preserve you for the title match. Like it's cool. I understand we didn't win the Dusty, but you still got to go out there and win that championship. You know what I'm saying? Trick Mello gang. Then then Trick was like, "Hey, I want you out there with me, Mello. I want you out there with me." And Mello was like, "Word, I got you, big dog. I'm there for you." Next match, we get a no disqualification match between Dijak and Joe Gacy. I can't remember how the feud started, but we're here. And for a no DQ match, and for the zaniness Joe Gacy has been exuding lately, and of course, Dijak is all about his punishment and borderline torture. It actually wasn't a bad no DQ match. Of course, weapons were used. At one point, Joe Gacy had a bucket full of toys that he put on the table, and eventually, Dijak got slammed through said table. It was at one point Gacy duct taped Dijak's eyes, like around his eyes. Dijak hit the feature eyes. And since he couldn't find where Gacy went, the match continued. It was some spots. They had some spots. It was some pretty cool moments. It was some pretty cool little spots and things like that. Ultimately, Dijak eventually hit Feast Your Eyes again, beat Gacy 1, 2, 3. And as he was pinning Gacy just laying there still smiling. So, yeah. Yeah. But it actually wasn't a bad match. It was actually, maybe my second favorite match of the night, other compared to the Dusty Cup final. Might be my second favorite match if I'm truly being honest with y'all. Next up, we have a grudge match between the family, Tony D'Angelo, Stacks, and Adriana Rizzo versus OTM's Bronco Lima, Lucian Price, Jada Parker with scripts on the outside. I'm not mad this match was on the PLE because it gives that PLE rub to Riz, OTM, and Jada. So I'm not mad at that. But to be fair, it did feel like truly a glorified NXT match. Or maybe one of the themed NXT shows, which Roadblock was announced as the next themed show, which is sometime in March. I think they said March 5th or something like that. I think it's Roadblock because their next PLE would be Stand and Deliver, which is WrestleMania Saturday at like 10:30 in the morning. Yep. Yep. But yeah, I personally feel it was more of a showcase for Rizzo and Parker, and they didn't tense up in the spotlight. That they actually did pretty good. That the spots was hit. The the match flowed pretty well, even for OTM still being a fairly new team and fairly new guys. Um, of course, you had Scripps, which funny enough they still call him that. He, was trying to do his classic interfering, being the classic swarmy heel manager and everything. Eventually gets his comeuppance in this and the other. Tony D hits the finisher. I want to say it was on Bronco. 1, 2, 3. The family gets the dub. The next match we have for the NXT Women's Championship, Lyra Valkyria defending against Roxanne Perez. We can tell that this match was altered because Cora Jade got hurt. And since Cora and Lyra were the ones feuding, they redirected it to Roxanne. And it helped because it played off into the aspect that, Roxanne never lost her championship because she even said both of the titles I won. When I won the tag team titles with Cora Jade, since Cora betrayed me, we gave up the tag titles. I never really lost them. After Roxanne had her match against Mako Satomura, when she passed out, they pseudo stripped her from the title. They pseudo stripped the title from her. Then it was defended in a ladder match where Indy Hartwell had won it. So, facts, she never really lost the belt fair and both of her titles fair and square. So she got a chance to go against Lyra. And it wasn't a bad match. A lot of back and forth. If y'all ever watch any reviews I do, y'all know how I tend to say things, especially when it comes to title matches. Not one time did I feel like the title was going to change hands until Lola Vice's music hits. So Lola Vice's music hits. She's the breakout. She's the breakout tournament winner of last year, and the contract lets them cash in anytime. And she decided tonight was her night. She cashed in, officially made the match a triple threat. And I want to say Wade Barrett because Booker T had a procedure that had to get done, so he wasn't able to do his typical commentary. So it was Vic and Wade. And Wade was like, I don't know if I would have cashed in. I think I would have waited till both of the superstars was down and then would have cashed in. But hey, we're here. So it turned into a triple threat. And it wasn't one of those triple threats to where it ended as soon as it became a triple threat. I think the match went on almost 5 to 10 more minutes. Like, it actually had some more. Ultimately, Roxanne, did she go for the... I can't remember exactly that. I want to say Roxanne went for the pop rocks. And then Tatum Paxley interfered. Then it led to Lyra hitting... Oh my God, I forgot the name of her finisher. Good night something. On Lola, 1, 2, 3. Lyra retains. And it was like... Failed cash in. And it was like... I get it. Maybe you don't see it for Lola at the moment, but... Yeah. Once again, it never felt like... Even when Lola cashed in, they kind of made it seem like it could happen because she hit her spin kick, the Buenas Noches. And it was like, wait. But you could tell they kind of want Lyra to have that stand and deliver moment. You could tell they want her to have that big stage moment. Against whomst? I don't know. You could tell they really wanted her to have that moment. So, next match, not to say it like this, a person who was successful in their cash-in, Obafemi defending his United States North American Championship against former champ Dragon Lee, who he cashed in against and won. Oba looked good. Like, Oba, unless Oba is one of them ones who's going to be injury prone, knock on wood, or is going to cause craziness backstage, knock on wood, I could see Oba being something. I can see him being just that, either a heavy to someone or potentially just that wrecking ball of an individual. Like, he has it. The only thing I personally didn't like with this match is, I get it, and I totally get it. You got to tell the psychology. He is a former champion. When you really look at the size of Obafemi compared to Dragon Lee, Oba like 6'6", 280. Then you got Dragon Lee, and it was like, not saying it should have been a squash match, but Dragon got a lot of offense in. And once again, I get it. He's a former champ. He had to show why he was a former champ and why he deserved to have his rematch. But that's a lot of beef with Oba. You know, like how Big E, Obafemi would definitely be entered in the big meaty men invitational. Shout outs to Big E on the shirt right there though. The big meaty men invitational. You know, Oba would be all up in that bad boy. Why did my voice turn this way? I don't know. But he would be in the big meaty men invitational. But Oba eventually powerbombed the shit out of Dragon Lee. 1, 2, 3. He retains. Interesting who they're gonna eventually book to get that belt off of him. Because if they keep it on him long enough, because you have the PLE with Stand and Deliver, and then they announced the next one, which would be Memorial Day, and that was, oh my God, Battleground. It'll be interesting to see if they book him to lose it around there and against who. It'll be interesting to see who would be the one booked to eventually get that belt off of Oba, if he doesn't lose it in like a multi-man match of some sorts. We had a segment with JC Jane, Thea Hale, Carmen Petrovich, and I forgot who the other lady was. They were selling the Chase U, the Women of Chase U calendars. It's selling like hotcakes. JC Jane is like, yeah, we gonna save Chase U for sure. Then there was another segment where Riley Osborne essentially was asking Thea Hale to be his Valentine. Thea said, yeah. Then another segment, Lexis King was talking about, ooh, Miss April would happen to be Thea Hale. And he was like, you need to realize that you shouldn't be getting with that Riley loser, that you should get with me. Of course, Riley was there to overhear it. They get into a scuffle. Their match is announced for Tuesday's NXT. Then we get Lola and Roxanne was fighting backstage. I'm pretty sure they don't have a match Tuesday. It's happening soon. The War Dogs are supposed to have their celebration come Tuesday as well. Then we get our main event. The Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, defending against Mr. Whoop That Trick. Whoop That Trick. Whoop That Trick. Whoop That Trick. Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. Whew. Whew. I don't know what it is about that Mad Dragon, but when he has these PLE matches, they are some of the most hard-hitting, car crash, just I know they feel it in the morning. Heaven Trick was out there just doing it. And with Ilya having so much intensity, you have no choice but to match his intensity, or it's going to look very one-sided. And boy, Trick already had a busted lip from the tag team match. It got re-busted open. Some way in how Dragunov's nose got busted. They was in there doing it. They went in there and fought. And the crowd was on Trick's side. Like, when that man's music hits, the crowd goes dumb. I think out of respect and because he's not hated, they cheered for Ilya. But for the most part, Clarksville, I want to say it was Clarksville. Let me make sure. Let me do my research. I don't want to keep calling them Clarksville, and it's not Clarksville. What were they at last night? Please tell me. Of course they don't tell me. But I want to say it was Clarksville. They were rocking. They wanted Trick, as we call them, to win. Clarksville, haha, I was right. They were on Trick's side. Anything Trick was doing, any offense he mounted, any time where it looked like Trick was going to win, they was here for it. And then, of course, if you've been watching NXT, you kind of had that looming suspicion of Carmelo. Because Carmelo was out there support Trick. And, yeah. Where Trick hurt his knee in the tag team match, there was a spot where Melo took a swing at Ilya. Ilya kind of shoved Melo, and Melo happened to fall and chop block Trick Williams. So, of course, that kind of hurt his knee when he was going for certain moves. When I say they was trading shots, though, at one point, Trick even hit the H-bomb on Ilya. Ilya hit H-bombs on Trick. Trick hit his flying knee on Ilya. Like, they went at it. And when Trick hit that flying knee on Ilya, after the ref bump, the crowd counted to almost 10 before another ref came out. Like, they wanted Trick to get that belt. I'm just putting it out there. They wanted Trick to go home champ. Unfortunately, he was hit with a combination. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The ending sequence was actually pretty cool. Trick was in one corner, Ilya was in another corner. They're kind of, Trick was hitting his knee to get prepared. He took the hair tie out because he was like, He's like, I'm going for this jumping knee. Ilya gets up in the corner. He does the signal that he's going for the torpedo Moscow. And they both run in the middle. Blow. Ilya, unfortunately, his torpedo Moscow. 1, 2, 3. Ilya retains. And then Ilya leaves. Melo's like, hey, Trick, don't worry about it, man. It's still us. Still the Trick Melo gang and all of that. And then, of course, the lower third graphic. Let me try to get it. The lower, it's not S. You get it. You always know when you're watching an NXT event, you can't trust that lower third graphic. Because you just never know. So the lower third graphic pops up. Then it eventually goes away. Trick was about to leave the ring. Melo attacked. Yup. Melo attacked. He got it, old Trick. And then beat his knee with a chair. He was screaming, this is all y'all's fault that I'm doing this. The crowd was not happy, of course, that Melo just beat up the hero. So I'm assuming on NXT, we're going to get some answers from old Melo. We're going to get answers of why Melo, why. But NXT Judgment Day wasn't a bad PLE. It wasn't, but once again, you could tell they're trying to build up towards Stand and Deliver. But it wasn't a bad PLE overall. Now, we on this road. Like, we got Roadblock, but that's a themed NXT show. But we're on the road to WrestleMania Weekend. NXT Stand and Delivered. And when it comes to the state of this, yes, myself, Jaeger, and Juggs, we competed. It was a 3-way tie. And of course, champions retain in ties. Come on now. But next up for me will be Elimination Chamber from Perth. February 24th. Early in the morning. I'm going to have my big bowl of cereal. I'm going to have this baby right here with me. And let's hope I retain. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope I retain. I'm trying to get on the road to ScooterMania myself. Where, this gentleman here, he won the Tag Rumble, so he gets that guaranteed shot at the champ. 1-on-1 at WrestleMania. So I want to be the one who defends that belt against said Jaeger Bombastic. But thank y'all for tuning in. And once again, sorry that I couldn't have all the fancy graphics and things that you kids love. Sometimes it's not bad just keeping things simple, classic, or simple and clean as the way you made me feel. Where did that come from, you young whippersnappers? Since you know everything, where did that bar come from? You think you just know everything. But shout outs to Lip Dizzle, Jaeger Bombastic, Juggernaut 097. Shout outs to Quaxton. He's quacking about somewhere in the residence. I don't know. Quaxton tends to do his own little thing. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Preferably thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let us know what you thought about Vengeance Day and how things are shaping up. And after that, make sure you tag that notification bell so you know when videos are posted. And until next time, everybody, Champ here. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen out there, Tag Nation, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, love one another, take care of one another. Make sure you look out for your mental and physical health as well. And until next time, good people, as we sign out, thank you, and Tag out. Peace.